Welcome to the SUNY Morrisville State College Library. My name is Angela Rhodes, and I am the Systems and Electronic Resources Librarian, as well as the Norwich Campus Librarian. This presentation is meant for first-year experience classes as an introduction to what we do here and how we serve the Morrisville community. The objectives of this presentation are simple: to gain an introduction to the information world, to understand the roles of the librarian, the library, and the student in research, and then finally to get you, the student, to ask questions. In order to really understand and appreciate the roles of librarians, libraries, and you, the student, you need to understand the why. We live in an information economy, which means the bulk of the economy is built around the creation, dissemination, validation, sharing, and recreation of information, whether that be personal and social communications or high-level research. This process has been static through time, but the information conveyed is never static. It changes and morphs as it goes through the information cycle and new information is revealed and rediscussed. With the advent of the web, this cycle, this process, is still in place, but it happens faster. Creation can be as easy as creating a blog entry or tweeting a thought. The sharing can be done before any validation comes into play. Dissemination and recreation can be almost instantaneous with copy, paste, and share. Scholarly research, meaning peer-reviewed, high-level research being done in the field you aspire to work within, lives in this world as well, although many times it is either hard to pick out from among all the other pieces of information that are thrown into this world, or it is not accessible on the open web at all. The information is so valuable that you would need to be able to pay to have access to it. This is where the librarian comes into play. Librarians do not exist to shelve books and shush you. While, yes, you may see librarians doing these things in their natural habitat of the library, we are so much more than that. While some would say that access to information has been made easier with the web, many have missed the big point. The issue is simple. Everything is on the web, and it's a big mess. Just take a look at that pretty image on the left there. That is what the internet web actually looks like. So what is a librarian good for? We understand the information process. We understand how information is created, disseminated, stored, shared, and recreated. Our real role, as far as you are concerned, is to help you develop your meta-literacy skills. What is meta-literacy? It's the ability to identify your own information needs, to understand how to search, retrieve, and evaluate information. And finally, the ability to communicate, document, and use that information effectively. We help you develop an inquiring and discerning mind for information. That's what you come to a librarian for, and why you need a librarian now more than ever. This is where the library comes into play. Where the librarian is a person with skills and a role in your information journey, the library is the place, both physical and online, that all of this can happen. The library's mission is to provide access to the information students, faculty, and staff need for research and personal empowerment. How does the library do that? Online at library.morrisville.edu, we provide access to online research databases. In the building, both at the Morrisville and Norwich campuses, we provide access to physical materials like books and videos. We provide the free service Interlibrary Loan, which allows you to request materials that we do not have from other campuses. We have librarians that make the connection between you and the information you need. The library also strives to create a learning environment for everyone to be comfortable within. Both the Morrisville and Norwich campus libraries have physical spaces for quiet individual study as well as group study. We also provide computers and printers for document creation and reproduction. Here's a look at the library's online presence, again at library.morrisville.edu. From here, you can use the One Search system at the top of the page to search for most of the library's physical and online resources all at once. The library's Ask Us 24/7 service allows you to chat live with a librarian 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The website has so much more than that, including tutorials to help you navigate the information world and citation guides to cite your sources, all under the Get Help tab. We encourage you to explore both the physical buildings as well as the online presence to see all that the library has to offer. Now to your role as a student. You are no longer in high school, and the whole point of coming to college is to further expand your mind and prepare for a career. This includes developing those meta-literacy skills, becoming better at critically examining information, selecting high-quality information, and using that information properly in your papers. How many of you have read your Student Code of Conduct Handbook cover to cover? Probably not many of you. You should know that part of being a student is agreeing to what is in this handbook, including a section on academic integrity and honesty, which essentially says, don't cheat and don't plagiarize. I'll elaborate on this concept. In your research assignments, you need to represent a clear distinction between your own words and the words of others. The resources you choose should be academic and reliable in nature, but you also need to use those resources appropriately. Again, going back to those meta-literacy skills you need to develop. You need to summarize, paraphrase, or quote these resources, and you need to cite them properly using an appropriate formatting and style guide like APA or MLA. The process of using information and citing it is how you avoid being guilty of plagiarism, which essentially means that you are taking credit for information that isn't yours. Some other words of advice to help you be a better student include being selective about your resources, and this means taking your time. Your paper is only as valuable as the resources that you put into it. Garbage in, garbage out, they say. Don't wait until the last minute to do your research. If you want good resources, they really do take time to find. And finally, become a critical thinker. Ask questions about the information being presented to you. Decide for yourself what information is of use to you and develop your own thoughts about the world based on good, solid information. To close out this presentation, it's time to get a little introspective. After reading and hearing what I have had to say about the information cycle and the roles of librarians, the library, and you, the student, ask yourself some questions. In research, writing, and giving credit, what would you like to know more about? Do you know where to go for help? Do you know how to access the library's materials? Do you know how to construct search strings? Do you know the reason to use a variety of sources? Do you feel confident in your ability to create a solid thesis? Do you know how to paraphrase? Can you tell the difference between different online resources? If you don't have all the answers to these questions yet, don't worry. You're new to the world of academia, and these are the kinds of questions that you should be seeking answers to in your tenure here. The important thing to remember is that the library and the librarians are here to help you navigate this world. So come by and see us.